When you hear phrases like, "marriage is a financial trap, avoid it at all costs," it's clear that a certain narrative is being built around relationships, particularly in some online circles. The fear of divorce, with all its potential financial burdens, alimony, child support, and legal fees, has led many men to question the institution of marriage. But here's the twist. The alternatives being proposed, multi-partner setups, rotational relationships, and co-parenting across separate households, might actually drain your wallet, time, and energy more than the thing they're trying to avoid. So let's take a closer look at why avoiding marriage for these so-called alpha male fantasies might not be the best choice. Marriage is often portrayed as a risky financial venture, particularly in red pill communities. Sure, divorce can be expensive, and there are certainly the costs of legal fees, division of assets, and potentially alimony. But once the divorce is finalized, there's clarity on your financial obligations. The situation with multi-woman setups, on the other hand, is a different story. Juggling relationships with multiple women and children creates an ongoing financial burden that never really ends. Each new partner and child brings with it recurring costs for as long as the arrangement lasts. The financial drain doesn't stop after a divorce. It only continues with each additional partner and child you add to the equation. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest expenses for any family: housing. Managing one household can be difficult enough, but managing several homes simultaneously? That's a whole different ballgame. With monogamy, you get the benefit of economies of scale. One mortgage, one rent payment, shared utilities, and common living spaces maximize efficiency. In contrast, a multi-household setup means that each partner requires a separate residence. Each of these homes has its own set of utilities, furniture, and maintenance. Before you know it, the financial burden of supporting multiple homes far exceeds the cost of a single divorce settlement. Then there's the cost of raising children. Kids are expensive, no matter what setup you have, but raising them in a single household is far more cost-efficient. In a marriage, both parents pool their resources to cover education, healthcare, extracurricular activities, and more. Shared responsibilities also reduce the need for expensive external childcare. But in multi-partner setups, each household needs its own childcare providers, nannies, tutors, babysitters, all funded by you. And coordinating visits, school events, and activities across multiple homes only adds logistical challenges and extra expenses. What was initially seen as an alternative to marriage quickly turns into a nightmare of both time and money. Think managing a divorce is complicated? Now try managing multiple households with different partners, schedules, and parenting plans. In a marriage, even a messy divorce comes with finite and predictable legal obligations. Custody arrangements are established, and responsibilities are clear. But managing the dynamics of several households, coordinating visits, and dealing with differing parenting styles is a full-time job. The costs of travel between homes, wear and tear on your car, and the hours of lost productivity are never factored into the freedom promised by these multi-partner fantasies. And let's not forget the emotional toll. While divorce can be emotionally taxing, a healthy marriage provides emotional support and teamwork, creating a stable foundation for raising children. However, rotational relationships often lack the deep emotional connections that come with committed partnerships. Partners may feel like they're in transactional relationships, constantly paying for affection or attention through gifts, trips, or other gestures. The lack of emotional depth often leads to burnout, making it harder to feel fulfilled despite the constant financial outlay. The impact on the children is another important consideration. In monogamous relationships, children benefit from the stability of a single household. They grow up in a consistent environment where both parents are present and actively involved. This stability helps foster emotional security and stronger sibling bonds. On the other hand, children in multi-household setups might feel disconnected or neglected. The fragmentation of their lives leads to less emotional support, and they may struggle with feelings of not having a cohesive family unit. The duplicated resources across households might also limit the time and financial support each child receives. So why do these multi-woman setups persist as a solution to marriage? The answer often lies in the illusion of control. Many men view managing multiple partners as a display of dominance, but this often masks the reality of losing control over time and finances. There's also the ego boost of having multiple women vying for attention, but in the long run, these relationships rarely provide the lasting fulfillment or stability that a well-constructed marriage offers. It's a grass-is-greener mentality, where men underestimate the complexity and costs of managing multiple families. When you consider all the factors, financial, emotional, logistical, it becomes clear that a monogamous marriage with the right precautions is the best option for those seeking stability, fulfillment, and long-term success. A well-drafted prenuptial agreement can safeguard assets and reduce the risks associated with divorce. Shared goals and resources in a committed relationship allow you to build wealth, raise children effectively, and focus on creating a legacy without the chaos and burden of multiple households. The final takeaway. While the allure of multi-partner setups might seem like an escape from the financial risks of marriage, the reality is that they often result in far greater costs and complications. Instead of chasing fantasies, focus on building a stable, committed relationship where both partners share goals, responsibilities, and a vision for the future. Embrace the efficiencies and benefits that come with monogamy, and leave the logistical nightmares of multi-household setups where they belong, in the realm of fantasy. So, what will it be? Will you chase after complex setups, or will you build something simple, stable, and sustainable? The choice is yours.